Let's get started. So, good evening, everyone. Presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, and fellow Toastmasters from Aund and Baner Toastmasters Club, and all my dear guests, right? You're all the life and soul of the entire Toastmasters ecosystem, and that's how I intelligently use the phrase of the day. And I, Toastmaster Harsha, on behalf of the Baner Toastmasters Club, welcome all of you to this joint meeting of both our clubs. So it is the 129th meeting of the Aund Toastmasters Club as I know it, and the 274th gathering of its Baner counterpart. And I believe it's going to be super fun, and I really look forward to this particular session. But before we begin, let me ask you something. How many of you have seen that tele advertisement campaign, right? Mutual fund sahi hai. I am sure that most of you would have seen it, and even more would have cursed it at times, right? Because it usually pops up when we are watching a Virat Kohli bat, right? And it's sort of very annoying at times. But let me tell you that the overall outreach of this campaign has been quite effective. In the sense that it has allayed the fears and apprehensions of a lot of potential investors who would potentially invest in mutual funds, right? And I got the stats that a whooping 8 million new investors joined the mutual funds bandwagon in the last 1 year, and that's sort of insane, right? But the penetration of mutual fund investors in India is just about 2%, which is like abysmally low. So even those who take or maybe decide to basically take that plunge faced with a very unique problem, the problem of, as in I would call it as the paradox of plenty, right? Because owing to this what you can say, an amazing growth potential for mutual funds, the fund market is insanely cluttered, right? And I just researched yesterday, and I could figure out that there were almost 44 asset management companies which are registered with SEBI, and they are selling close to 2,500 mutual funds in the market across 40 plus schemes. And you just get lost in all these numbers, right? If you are a novice investor. So I think it's very important for us to declutter and simplify this overall mutual funds and things around that. And I think I'm so happy that it's the theme for today's meeting, and I really look forward to that. But before we proceed with the agenda of today's meeting, let me first reiterate our club's vision, and it's to provide a supportive and a positive learning experience, an experience in which members are empowered to develop and develop the communication as well as the leadership skills, and in a way it helps them gain greater self-confidence and personal growth, right? So that's definitely something I wanted to cover. And before we sort of jump in, let us agree on certain meeting etiquettes. I'm very sure you guys would already be aware of those, and I don't see any guest members as well. So I'll quickly run you through those few pointers. So I think definitely the first point is that we should all mute our microphones when we are not speaking. I think that's super important. Kindly rename yourself by prefixing your name with the meeting role that you are playing. And if you are a Toastmaster, you can just maybe prefix TM before your name. Let's all put our phones in the silent mode so that we avoid distractions to ourselves and also to the speakers who are going to speak. Let's be cognizant of our body movement. Let's not end up doing multitasking. Let's focus on this meeting and also be cognizant about our background. We can use the chat box for any questions or comments that you have, or any feedback you can directly drop in a one-to-one message to the speaker. And I think we are all aware that before we speak, the correct protocol is what we should follow. So I think we should start with a good evening, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and our dear guests, right? I think we'll follow to all these things. So without any further ado, let me pass on the baton to the presiding officer for today. It's Toastmaster Aditya. So Aditya, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsha. That was a very energetic start, I would say, to the meeting proceedings, and something which I'm very impressed with. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Harsha from Bani Toastmasters? So those who are
Thanks,
familiar with
Aditya.
yeah, those who are familiar with my setup, generally they would see me sitting on a chair at the same location. But today things are a bit different because we have started with painting at our place, and that's why I'm sitting like this. I don't have my room with me. And to be honest, since it's Ganesh festival, and I was really looking forward to seeing what exactly we are going to have in this joint meeting. And I'm very excited to tell you guys that we have our very own Toastmaster Bhavesh, who has come up with a very brilliant theme, which is mutual funds. I'm very keen to understand how it is going to merge with this Ganesh festival so that we understand everything starts with Sri Ganesh. And if you are not investing in mutual funds or FDs or any other asset based income, I believe this could be a very good start for everyone around you. So, what is Toastmaster? Let's start with that. Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills throughout a worldwide network of clubs. Its membership exceeds more than 3 lakh in more than 15,800 clubs spread across 149 countries. And this organization is active since 1924. So that speaks volumes about what Toastmasters is. Now, this is something which might sound very theoretical to you, so I thought I'll just share my own personal experience. I had seen Toastmasters 5 years back when I was invited as a guest in one Toastmasters club in Pimple, Saudagar, I believe. And when I went there, I saw a similar pattern which you will see now, but I was not really keen on joining Toastmasters because I come from a convent background, convent missionary school. My command over English has always been good. But then when I went there, I realized, oh, it's fine. You guys are just trying to speak something and speak in front of an audience. And I was already speaking and delivering public speeches when I was in school as well as in junior college. But I had lost that touch. For example, when I went into college, then you never went in front of a stage and talked to a group of people. It was just engineering all the time, assignments and submissions. But as you come to the corporate world, you have to give presentations, you have to interact with people. And that is when I realized that I was not able to give a proper speech of even 1 to 2 minutes. I was constantly repeating the same thing and again and again. And I realized in how much waters I was. And that's when I decided maybe I need to look into what exactly Toastmasters is and how it can actually help me overcome the beliefs which had set in that I am not so good in public speaking. I didn't join Toastmasters then after 2 years because I had some personal commitment. After 2 years, I visited our Toastmasters Club. It had just started around April 2019, and I came there as a guest. And then again, I saw the same pattern. This time, it was a bit different because the audience were very encouraging, and they encouraged me even though I was still fumbling when I was giving a table topic speech. But still, I felt that yes, I did justice to what it was. And even though I'm definitely sure that I didn't sound very confident, it was portrayed by the audience and the members that I was confident, and that is when I decided to join the On Toastmasters Club. So On Toastmasters, Toastmasters International, as I said, is a supportive organization. It will support you to overcome your challenges and become a proficient speaker. And that is what has happened with me, I believe, in the last almost 2 years now. And I hope to see the same happen to you also. So that's all about my journey in Toastmasters so far, and in general what Toastmasters is. And a lot of stuff is still pending, I believe, to explore in Toastmasters. So what exactly is today's theme? And for that, we have someone who is, I don't know, the go-to person. I feel whenever I feel that I don't have someone who can take up the Toastmaster of the Day role, and he graciously accepted that yes, he would like to take up it. And I know he's very much active in the financial side. Last time also he had given, I believe, a very good theme on financial instruments. And today also he has chosen the same theme, similar theme, where he's going to put more insights into how what mutual funds is. But before that, before I actually hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, do we have any guests? Priyanka is there. Is she a guest? Priyanka? Okay. Ashish, Ashish Jain is there. Ashish,
Yeah, I'm a guest.
okay. Ashish, so can you tell us how did you come to know about Toastmasters, especially this joint meeting, and what are your expectations from the meeting?
Yeah, in my previous organization, my manager joined the Toastmaster Club, and whenever we met and we have some time, we discussed about the Toastmaster Club and interacted about how the person's uh, image of character build in the Toastmaster. So, and in the last month, I joined one meeting as a guest, and I think it's really interesting to join the Toastmaster Club. And today I have registered myself to the Toastmaster membership and completed my payment section part, and joined this meeting as a guest. And next meeting I will join as a Toastmaster membership.
Okay, great, Ashish. Good, you have already taken the first step, I would say, Sri Ganesh, of your Toastmasters journey.
Yeah,
Stay on for
thank you
the
so
next
much.
2 hours, and definitely you'll have a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Thanks. Priyanka, can you unmute yourself and maybe share how you came to know about the meeting and what are your expectations?
Hello, all.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm new to the Toastmaster Club. Uh, my brother says about Toastmaster Club. Actually, I'm not comfortable to talk English.
But so far, I think you're doing a very good job. So go on, don't worry.
Uh, to improve to improve communication skills, I want to join Toastmaster Club.
Okay, fantastic. So stay tuned for the next 2 hours and you will see how actually you can benefit from the meeting. Great.
Okay.
All right, so we have Pawan also here. Pawan, are you a guest?
Yes. Hi.
Okay,
I am a guest,
yeah.
and this is my first ever session in any Toastmaster club. Uh, I've heard about Toastmasters in on LinkedIn and various other internet pages. So I contacted Shubham first. Yeah, he did explain me everything about this club. So yeah,
Okay, great. So same thing for you. Stay back for 2 hours, see the entire proceedings, and definitely you will have a nice time and get
yeah,
a good
sure.
experience. Yeah. So without further ado, let's proceed with our meeting agenda. And for that, let me call upon stage who is working as a technical architect with Netcracker. And he says one thing which I really liked about him is when he had gone to Warangal, Telangana, and since he's a North Indian, his ability to adapt with food there, because North Indians and South Indians they have a complete different food taste, I would say. And last time how he had told me how slowly he adapted to that situation. And I believe we all have adapted to various situations. And today also we are adapting as slowly and steadily things are moving to normalcy. So without further ado, please help me welcome our Toastmaster of the day, our guest, our host for the meeting, Bhavesh Jain.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, and thanks for the wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, presiding officer, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Okay, sorry for asking late. Am I visible and audible clearly? Okay. So welcome to another exciting program of fun and learning at joint meeting of Owned and Barnet Toastmaster Club. And I'm sure this will be an exciting because we have the wisdom from both the clubs and we'll see the speakers from both the clubs and evaluators and how the proceedings happens. I'm Bhavesh Jain, your host for this evening. Saving money is wise, but investing it is profitable. One of the key investment instrument is mutual fund. Mutual funds are the perfect solution for people who want to own stock without doing their research. Before I proceed, I want to tell a short story about mutual fund from my personal experience. I started my job in 2005 and started investing in both mutual funds and direct equities in 2007 with one of my colleague who used to do stock trading, and I got some gyan from him how to do this all, and I opened my Demat account and jumped into it. At the beginning of year 2008, my portfolio was some 60,000 rupees, including both mutual fund and direct equities. But in the month of Feb and March, there was a stock market crash, and hope if I understand, most of you are following the market, and if you are following 2000 market, it was a titanic crash. And within a span of 3 to 4 days, my portfolio became 20,000 from 60,000. And it was just 1/3 of what of my hard-earned money I put into the market. It was such a pain to see my hard-earned money goes into such a red losses. And I thought, okay, this is not for me. I decided to move on away from him. I stopped all my SIPs from mutual fund, but I kept my all existing investment in mutual fund and stocks because I don't want to sell them in losses. I used to follow market side by side, but never was active. Probably for 7 to 8 years, like it happened, and it was a practical lesson for me how volatile a market can happen, and how you need to be good sound knowledge before you start investing directly in equity. And started researching, basically understanding some blogs, what are the better methodologies to invest in market. After almost 10 years, or I will say before that, in 2016-17, I realized the power of mutual funds when my mutual fund portfolio became into green after covering my red losses from my 10 years journey. But my stock portfolio, few of them were in profit and few of them were heavy losses. Like if I had, just for an example, I had one Reliance Communication share, which was, I bought in 760, and nobody would believe that I had bought it for 760, which is just now 4 or 5 rupees, even not worth now, even share. So that was a blunder which I made in buying direct equities, because you need to know the right time to enter into market with the right price and for the right stocks. And for that, you need to keep following the market. You need to understand how the market is going on. But for a common investor like me, who may not have the much time to, or may not understand the basic finance fundamentals of companies, what is the right way? And that's where the mutual funds come to save us. And most of the people think mutual funds may be not a old thing. It is probably last 20 to 20 years. But India got its first mutual fund in 1964. And that was the idea of that time president to bring mutual fund in India. And UTI mutual fund became the first mutual fund to give the unit basis of mutual fund. And is our SSA Toastmaster Harsha told, there are so many schemes in market that you get to confuse what to buy or what is my preference, what mutual fund I should buy. So that's what we'll try to cover the basics and see what are the basics of mutual funds. Without wasting time, let me quickly share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen. Are you able to see my screen? So what is mutual fund and how does it work? So it's nothing but it's investing your money into market. But there is a but. We have a fund manager who manage your money. And these fund managers come from AMCs, which is asset management companies, which can be like Kotak Mahindra, HDFC, ICICI. And there are a number of AMCs which have some fund manager, and these fund manager are highly qualified, most of them from IIMs or some of the prestigious finance college, where they have gained tremendous knowledge in finance, and they are actually investing your money into stocks and securities. They are actually managing crores and crores of fund. And what they do, like us retail investors, many of investors will be starting investment in the 500,000 rupees in a month, or 5,000, 10,000, based on how much you want to save. And this fund manager will take a call when to buy, what is the right time. So this is all headache of fund manager, and of course it comes with some charges, and which is called entry load and kind of commission what fund manager will take it from you. But eventually you will realize it is still worth, because they will be the right person at that moment to decide which stocks to buy at what time. Fund manager will invest in stocks and security, and if you see the cycle, they will return. It can be written as a dividend, or it is as a growth option. We'll see it later what this two terminology really means, but the returns will be delivered to investors. Now, mutual fund, traditionally, if I talk about my father or grandfather, or even most of you will be agreeing, they will be always be believing in fixed deposit or maybe some LICs. But if you look at their returns, they may not be 5 to 6, 7%, and just higher than beating the inflation. But mutual funds, if you look at the average 5 to 10 years, they have been giving a return of 10 to 15%, 15% to 12 to 15%. And even if we do all the tax calculation, it will come at least 10%. So it depends on what is your risk level and where you can do the mutual fund investment. We'll talk about what are the different categories, classifications we can do it. But before we jump, let's talk about how we can do the investment. There are two things: lump sum investment and SIP. And most of us know SIP very well. And even sometimes we get confused. Is it SIP something different from mutual funds? Even I found few of my colleagues get confused. Is it SIP something different from mutual fund? No, SIP is just a way to get into market. And this is the methodology which was decided to how common investor who don't want to take much risk, they can invest monthly basis, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever the amount they want, on a fixed date into a mutual fund. And basically that's the concept of averaging out. So if you are, let's say, investing for 3 years, 1,000 rupees, so you're actually investing 36,000, but this 36,000 will be invested at various interval, so you're getting an average price from the market. Whereas lump sum investment, it's something related to your direct equity, but you're investing at the same time. Like if someone was observing market very closely, and in the March 20, because of pandemic, market crashed again. And if you had a good lump sum amount, you can put lump sum amount in mutual fund, and that was the right time. And by this time, you could have a double that money. So if you're waiting for such a time, you can actually put the money in lump sum investment. But again, no one in the world can time the market. What is the right time to insert into market? No one can actually predict. Even it's a big investor like Rakesh Junjunwala and these are, again, they have a different philosophy based on the value investing, but no one can time the market. So we need to remember this thing. Right now the market is at all-time high, but we don't know, it can crash again, it can go up high, no one knows. So that's the reason systematic investment plan becomes a favorite thing for most of the investor in India. And that's how you see Indian economy, or in, I would say, market has pumped a lot of money through mutual fund investment. Earlier, because of some sentiments, FIAs will pull the money, market will crash. But right now, since India has started getting good base from the mutual fund investor, we can actually hold the market through mutual fund investor. Because like me, who are not following market on daily basis, who doesn't care if market is going 1,000 point, 2,000 point down, because I'm happy if it's going down, I will get more number of units for the same amount. So that's why I think. So this is the right way for systematic investment plan for a common investors. And now we have two types of categories, direct mutual fund and regular mutual funds. In 2003 January, RBI introduced a concept of direct mutual fund, and before that there was only regular mutual funds. So what before 2003, if you want to buy an mutual fund, you have to contact a stock broker or mutual fund broker, and he will actually charge a brokerage, and based on that brokerage or based on the amount you are investing, the same commission will go to the broker and another commission will go to the AMC house. Then January 2003, RBI told why we need a broker. AMC can sell this mutual fund directly to investors, and that's how direct mutual fund came into market, and which is where I have invested most of the money through direct mutual fund. And right now I believe most of you are doing already. If you are not doing, probably please switch from regular to direct. You can, in a long run, you can save a lot of money. So with just this switch from regular to direct, you can switch at least you can save 0.5%. In a long run, it can actually help a lot. So direct mutual fund offered by fund house, but regular mutual fund will be offered through brokers and distributor, which will be charged with some commission, and there will be high expense ratio. And because of that, they will always have a low NAV as compared to direct mutual fund. So you can compare, any plan will have two categories, direct and regular mutual fund, and direct mutual fund will always have a higher NAV because commission charges are less in that case. So I have a lot of the other classifications of mutual fund, which I will talk in the next subsequent session. But before we proceed with those things, let's talk about today's further program about today. So let me explain the program for today, and for even for my best benefit of the guest. We have two sessions. The first half will consist of prepared speeches. Two speakers will attempt to deliver their speeches based on certain objectives, followed by topics from Toastmasters and guests. The second half will be for evaluation, for prepared speeches, role play reports, and moments of glory. Let me remind all prepared speakers to share their evaluation sheet with their respective evaluators. Let us do that now. So I believe that is already done. Now I cannot conduct this meeting on my behalf. So we have a few colleagues which will help me to conduct and control this evening. To keep track of the time, we have someone who is working as a data scientist. And when I asked him, do you invest in mutual funds? And he said, yes, I'm investing mutual fund via SIP. And the reason is I don't have the depth understanding of equity market. And that's a very valid reason. And because mutual fund can give a good higher return, so that is the reason he has actually started investing via SIP. Please welcome Toastmaster Deval.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Since our theme is all about money and the financial aspect of life, I would like to quote that Almighty God has given 86,400 rupees to each and everyone in a day. You will say, and you will ask that how much? How come 86,400? Well, if you count seconds in a day, it is exactly 86,400. And the analogy is compare time versus money. And they say that time is money. So I hope that you got the gist of the my saying. And as we know that time is money and time is important, I would like to quote some of the examples where in general life, in a daily life, we must have realized if we are going to our favorite restaurant, which is very famous in the city or in the nearby living area, and that is opening and that is filling up fast around 7 p.m. and you are just late for 15 to 20 minutes, you must have realized the importance of 15 or 20 minutes, because then you need to wait for a longer queue to wait for your turn. When you are attempting a 3 hours examination in your school or college days, and the 2 hours are passed and then only 1 hour is left, 1 second is also important to write down all the answers you know very well. That is how the importance of time is. And for today's meeting, we have only 7,200 seconds, and some of the seconds have already passed. Let me tell you my role as a timer. I'll keep the track of the time during the meeting, and I will also notify the speakers about their time. Please note that when the speakers reaches the minimum allotted time, I'll show the green card. When speaker reaches the midpoint of time allotted, I'll show yellow card. And when finally speaker reaches the maximum allotted time, I'll show the red card. After the red card is displayed, speaker will have 30 seconds as a grace period to wind up his speech and finish. That is all about me. I'll give my report as and when I'm called upon by Toastmaster of the day and general evaluator.
Thank
Back
you,
to you,
Toastmaster Devan.
Toastmaster of the day.
To give us the critical feedback of the language we use, we have someone who is working as an IT professional. And when I asked him, do you invest in mutual funds? He said, no, I don't, because he is a seasonal investor in stocks directly. And probably we can have some sessions from him or some tips. So please welcome Toastmaster Shailesh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Uh, yes, today's theme is mutual fund, and I'm also excited to uh, learn from you some tips so that maybe I can go back to this mutual fund thing and start my investments there also. Yes, when it comes to my role, today I'm going to play the role of language expert or grammarian. It's my duty to note down usage of grammar, good usage of grammar, and then report that particular thing back to you. Now, when it comes to grammar, we also do some kind of investments here. Here we listen to some good usage of words and phrase of the day. So when it comes to investment, I'm talking about learning a new vocabulary. So today I'm going to introduce one word of the day and phrase of the day. Today's word of the day is titan. Uh, so meaning of this word is extremely large or of exceptional strength, size, or power. There is a history behind this particular word before it became the name of one of the famous ships in history. Uh, Titanic was referred to Titans, a family of giants in Greek mythology who were believed to have once ruled the earth. And because of their size and power, Titans is memorialized in the adjective Titanic and in the noun titanium. So when it comes to meaning, we know it's extremely large or exceptional strength, but when it comes to usage, let me give you a few usage here. The Empire State Building is a titanic structure that is larger than most everything around it, and you can see it from many places with New York. Or maybe simplest usages, they put up a titanic struggle. So can I ask someone to try today's word of the day?
Joining the Toastmaster meet is not titanic effort, but you get the titanic result.
Thank you so much. Yes. Now, phrase of the day. The phrase of the day is the life and soul, a person who makes a party enjoyable and exciting. Some usages here. Johnny was talking to everyone and telling funny jokes. He was the life and soul of the party. Can, uh, can someone would like to try this phrase of the day?
I think I will try. So here I will say your food, everyone's fooding habit is life and soul to live a healthy life.
Thank you, Preet. Someone else was also raised hand, right?
Yes, I would like to try.
Yes, please.
Toastmaster Bhavesh, he is the Toastmaster of the day. He will making the today's meeting. He is the life and soul of the today's meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pushpa. With that, I hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day. Over to you,
Thank you, Toastmaster
Toastmaster
Shailesh. To act as an air counter, please welcome Toastmaster Divyesh.
Thank you, TMOD. Dear Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmaster and guest, my duty as an AHA counter is to listen attentively to each speaker and make a note of the following like so, but, well, filler phrases, and so, etc. So when called upon, I will give my report of the speaker's errors. Back to TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Divyesh. We have someone who is observing the entire conduct of the meeting in detail and will provide us critical feedback at the end. He will also conduct evaluation session. To act as general evaluator. We have Toastmaster Santosh. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Santosh? Let's begin with our first section with prepared speeches from communication manual. Each project has a specific time limit and certain fixed objectives. And that's why we call it as a project. Each project teaches some aspects of public speaking, such as body language, vocal variety, and persuasive skill. The speaker will try to learn various such aspects in their speech. The first speaker will attempt project visionary communication. The evaluator for this speech is someone who is a homemaker. And when I asked her, do you invest in mutual fund? She said yes, and it's a systematic investment for future returns. Please welcome Toastmaster Pushpavati.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, everyone. My partnering speaker, Toastmaster Saish, is going to attend his level 1 project 3 research and presenting from visionary communication. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or to review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and all the best to Toastmaster Saish. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pushpavati. The time allowed is 5 to 7 minutes, green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. The buzzer will sound at 7.5 minutes. The speaker is someone who is a BBA student at MIT University, and at the same time is a digital marketing intern at HacksCode. And when I asked him, do you invest in mutual fund? He said no, because he's a student right now, but in future he will surely do it. Please welcome Toastmaster Sesh, Emotional Intelligence, Toastmaster Sesh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Now I'll share my screen. I request the timer to show his cards in his virtual background so that I may be able to see his cards. Thank you. Okay, is my screen visible? Just show a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Oh, thank you. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the definition that is very distinctive from other definitions. Before proceeding to the emotional intelligence, let me talk about the history of emotional intelligence. In the year 1990, psychologists Peter Salovey and John Mayer published their golden article, which termed as emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is also defined as EI. Now, proceeding towards what are the components of emotional intelligence, the best definition for emotional intelligence is that, do you feel, can you manage your friends' emotions? If they are sad, can you think, can you experience how they are feeling? Can you able to feel your own emotions? Any one of you? No replies? Can anyone try? I would like.
Yeah, we can feel emotions, yes.
Okay, thank you. Great. So emotional intelligence is all about that. If we are able to experience ourselves and others' emotion, what they are feeling, what do they experience, is all about emotional intelligence in our day-to-day life. If I go to a school or college and I can experience the emotion of my professor, it is all about that. I have the ability to understand and I have the ability to manage the emotions of my teachers and my friends. How we can manage the emotions of people is to, first thing is to be polite. If we are polite, we can manage their emotions. If they're angry, and if we being polite, they will feel calm with speaking with us. And the other thing to control the emotions of others is give them chance to act as per their situation, to act as per their wish. Hence, they will feel that, yes, this guy is going according to my emotion. This guy is dependent on my emotion. Hence, from the American psychologists Peter Salovey and John Mayer, the definition of emotional intelligence is, it is a discern that is good judgment of emotions between two people, and hence we can distinguish those two kind of emotions with the help of emotional information we have in order to guide one's behavior and thinking. Now, what are the components of emotional intelligence? There are 5 components of emotional intelligence. That is, first, it's self-awareness. What is self-awareness? If we know that how our actions and emotions can affect the people around us, that is all about, we are self-aware about ourselves. Self-regulation is controlling and maintaining ourselves. For example, our feelings and emotions. For example, leaders who effectively self-regulate themselves, but very rarely they do this, can often verbally attack others. Motivation is all about, if you are self-motivated, you do not give up, you try to run, even if you are being defeated, then you can work effectively towards your goals. Empathy is all about experiencing feelings of others. If you experience and you are able to share feelings of others, for example, with your relatives or with your parents, that is all about empathy. That is to empathize. And social skills, that is, you have to act in a given social context on the basis of your interaction as well as communication, and you have to act appropriately over there. These are the all 5 components of emotional intelligence. Now, moving towards the, what are the benefits of emotional intelligence to all of us in work life? For example, in work life, it creates a positive learning and working environment. Secondly, for stress, it helps to manage and reduce stress. And thirdly, we can share our feelings and emotions with many people, maybe they are strangers or not. These are the all benefits of emotional intelligence. Now, some ways to check emotional intelligence are self-report test and self-ability test. There are 2 ways. A self-report test is wherein a respondent who responds to a question by rating his own behavior. For example, myself, if I rate a question of an interviewer and he will rate my behavior is very low and he will mark the score for my behavior. For self-ability test, that is where an incident will be given to me and a respondent has to act within the situation challenged to him. Now, when he fights with that particular situation, automatically his behavior is being assessed by the evaluator and he himself can demonstrate what kind of abilities he possesses. This is all about the ways how we can check emotional intelligence. Now, moving towards, have you heard of word EQ? What is EQ? Any one of you?
Emotional quotient.
Perfect. Emotional quotient. Now, let me explain what is emotional quotient. Emotional quotient is the score known as emotional quotient score. It is dependent on the behavioral factors being assessed that totally reflects emotional intelligence. For example, a person who acts to a situation, maybe it is stressful or frustrating situation, emotional quotient score can be dependent based on that. If he does not have proper emotional intelligence, he may receive a less emotional quotient score. If he has a long emotional quotient, he may receive a high emotional quotient score. And the last thing is how we can improve emotional intelligence, EI, in our day-to-day life is listen. Listen properly to the person, what he is intending to tell you, what he's trying to tell you. Be patient, okay? Do not hesitate. Second is empathize. In order to understand the situation or mutual understanding of the situation, we try to experience feelings of others. And third is reflect, ability to reason. That is, ability to reason is how we can, our actions can affect the people around us. And now, in conclusion, I would like to tell you that how we can use emotional intelligence in our day-to-day life. Firstly, share feelings with others. Secondly, accept criticism and move forward. And thirdly, do not give up. Even if you make a mistake, go on further, proceed further. This is the ways how we can use emotional intelligence in your day-to-day life. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sash. Thanks for wonderful insight on emotional intelligence. Let's pause for 30 seconds to write a feedback to speaker individually on Zoom chat. The second speaker will attempt project leadership development. The evaluator for this speech is someone who is freelancer consultant, and he is an expert in mutual fund area, and probably he can give some more insight if you want. Please welcome Toastmaster Parijat to provide the objective of the speaker.
Good evening, everyone. The speaker is attempting level 3, project 2 of Path Leadership Development. The project is an elective project from level 3 and it's titled with the purpose of using descriptive language, not regular language, descriptive language, where you build in more visualization, build in more quality of language to make the story more effective. So the purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing a speech with emphasis on adding language to create more interest, more impact on the audience. The speech is for 5 to 7 minutes. So I wish the speaker all the very best, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Parijit. Time allowed is 5 to 7 minutes. Green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. The buzzer will sound at 7.5 minutes. The speaker is someone who is homeopathic physician, and when I asked, do you invest in mutual fund? She said yes, because she considered it as a safe investment. Please welcome Toastmaster Shama, the little man Toastmaster Shama.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible and am I visible?
Yeah, yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. So good afternoon, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today I would like to invite you all to undertake a journey with me in knowing the little man through some of his memories. He is the most quintessential misfit in every sense of the word. He's a jaunty little man, clumsily dressed, with large baggy pants, a small tight coat, oversized floppy shoes, and a small battered derby hat. He sports a distinctive toothbrush mustache and carries an all-purpose bamboo cane. He uh, he is he looks naive and lovable, and every man whose lack of name and address allows him to go anywhere and do anything. And when one sees him, one is compelled to laugh and at the same time empathize with the novel situational struggles he manages to find himself in. No matter how desperate the predicament is, the little man straightens his derby hat and fixes his tie, even though moments before he has just landed on his head. The two most charming attributes the little man has is his immortal spirit, and the second is the gift of metamorphosis he has. He quickly adapts to any situation around him and does not let any inconvenience get in his way. Let me narrate to you one of his pursuits. While traveling across the snowy Sierra Nevada mountains, waddling through the knee-deep snow, almost in a balletic way, the little man finds himself trapped in a cabin with another fellow traveler. The extreme weather conditions outside the cabin deters any one of them to go out and search for food, condemning them to the pains of starvation. Considering the imaginative prowess of our little man, he wasn't going to give up. He endeavors to cook a meal for himself and the other man. He takes out his shoes and boils it in a hot pan. After that, he serves that in a plate, keeps it between himself and the other man, serving the shoelace as if they were spaghetti noodles. He cuts the boot into half, acting as if the nails that holds the shoe together were bones from a meat, eating with all the airs of a gourmet. It is this ability to transform objects that gives him the power to bend reality and maintain a romantic optimism. Let me share with you another instance. Once he invites a girl whom he has just fallen for a New Year's dinner with him. The girl happens to get along some of her friends with her. Now, a little man, in an attempt to impress the girl, takes two bread rolls and stabs each of them with the fork, making the bread rolls appear as if they were the shoes, the fork handles as the dancing legs. He proceeds to do the bread roll dance to the delight of the girls and successfully manages to impress them all. Dear Toastmasters, can you guess who is this little man? Any guesses? Well, you rightly guessed it. He is none other, the the beloved comedians, the greatest filmmaker ever, Sir Charles Spencer Chaplin, popularly known as Charlie Chaplin. The one specific character that we talked today about, the little man, was known as the tramp, who has found his way into the heart of audiences globally. It's been 100 years and we still love to watch and enjoy his films. The tramp barely lives hand to mouth, and barely manages the urban life. His hilarious activities makes the audience laugh, but at the same time moves them to tears by making them feel the pain beneath it. The tramp asks us all, if you're looking for rainbows, look up to the sky. If you're looking for rainbows, look up to the sky. If you're looking down, you'll never see the rainbows. You'll never see the rainbows if you're looking down. Life may be dreary. Life may be dreary, but never the same. Someday it's sunshine, someday it's rain. Swing high to the sky and don't ever look to the ground. Swing high to the sky and don't ever look to the ground. Looking for rainbows, look up to the sky. If you're looking for rainbows, look up to the sky, but never, no, never look to the ground. That's the enchanting little man for all of you today, Toastmasters. Thank you. Over to Tiamuri.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shima. Let's wait for 30 seconds and we can give feedback on individual chat to the speaker. Let's have the timers report now. Toastmaster Deval, can you please help?
Sure, Toastmaster of the day. Speaker number 1 took 7 minutes and 13 seconds, and speaker number 2 took 5 minutes and 56 seconds. So both are qualified for voting.
Toastmaster Harshad, are we good to launch the poll now for both the speakers?
I
Or do
think
you,
Toastmaster, yeah.
Yeah, he's right. Next part of first section is to test our ability to think fast and speak impromptu in the table topic session. The table topic master let me welcome table topic master Preet to proceed with the table topic session.
Thank you, Bhavesh. And good evening, proceeding officer, Toastmaster of the day, and all Toastmaster and the guest. Okay, I am Preet Sharma, and today I am going to conduct a table topic session. This session has two format, or I can say two part. So we will go one by one. The first part is about round robin. So round robin, every individual will have to participate in that. So I will call out the name. I will start the story, and I will speak up about my storyline up to 15 seconds only. So everybody, whenever I will call up any name, they will start speaking in continuous of the same story, and they will speak up to 15 seconds, not lesser than that, not more than that. So once we finish the round robin, then we will go for the another format, that is a table topic. That is a table topic. Yeah, so I alone cannot do the task, so I would need help from the timer, Deval. So Deval, are you there to support me? Are we ready for that?
Sure, table topic master. Yeah. So we also need to time 15 seconds for each and every speaker.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so here I'm starting. First we will start with the round robin. So I'm starting the speech, and in continuous of that speech, I will call out the name, and then the speaker can speak up. This whole round actually help to develop 4 skill. Before I start, I would like to tell that thing, how it helps to develop the skill. First thing is the listening. So the topic or the story, what anyone speak, other person have to grasp that immediately. So this help to improve the listening skill. Second skill which help is the thinking. So based on the impromptu topic, everybody will think on that particular topic. Third thing is the organizing. So based on the topic, everybody start form a story and then deliver. And fourth thing is how to deliver it, right? So I'm starting with the round robin section. So yeah, I'm starting now. So dream. So dream is the word with that everyone is connected. So I saw a dream yesterday. I was falling from the sky. The sky color was purple. On the way, an eagle stopped me when I was free falling. On the way, an eagle stopped me. Eagle asked, "Chicha, chicha, chicha." I just gave a thought and I answered, "Mima, mima, mima." And I resumed my journey from free fall. Yeah, that's from me. So I would like to now call up TM Harshad.
Yeah, so as I was falling down, right, I stumbled upon a vulture, right, and the vulture came up to me and basically asked me, as in, why are you falling and from where are you falling? I told him that
15 seconds are over.
yeah.
Okay, so TM Shubham, over to you.
Yes, so when I was falling, I was thinking if I'm going to heaven or I'm going to hell. So by this thinking, I'm just sleeping in the bed, and after that, I'm saying I'm sleeping, and it's 6 o'clock. Then it's done.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Most of the time, even most of the people, they have the same feeling, I guess, or the bed only. Yeah. Okay, now TM Santosh, what to you?
Yes, as I've fallen, and then somebody asked me why you are falling. I told them that I am looking someone who helped me to invest my money, and he told me go to and join the Toastmaster meeting, and Toastmaster Bhavesh is going to help you to how to use the mutual fund in Titanic way.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. You had used the word of the day as well as still the main motive or main theme of today's Toastmaster session. That is money is in your mind. So great. That's great. Toastmaster Divyesh, I would like over to you.
While falling, I was also thinking about my mutual fund. What will happen to my mutual fund? And it will be like I will own after my if something happens to me.
Okay, so thank you. Okay, now guest Amit, it's over to you.
I don't know what's going on here, so I will start my own story. Now, I am not a fan of eagle, not a fan of any other bird. I'm a fan of tiger because it's our national animal. So timer, you're not displaying the time, so I'll keep on speaking. So if you want,
That's
I
it.
should
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now Bina Mandarkar. Sorry if I pronounce name wrongly.
Mandrekar. Okay, tiger or eagle, all animals are featured in this, and so many titanic dreams everyone is having that it seems like all our dreams are the life and soul of our party. So great news here, because if we are dreaming or if we are actually not dreaming, it's the same. Life is one big joke.
Okay, now guest Pawan, over to you.
Yeah, I actually have no idea what's going on right now. But I can say I always get dreams when at 5 a.m. when it's time for me to wake up each day. So yeah.
Okay, guest Priyanka, now over to you.
I think it's related to our dreams. What can I do for dreams?
Okay, good job. Yeah, okay. Samudra Kulhe, over to you.
Dreams, it is a big word. Nowadays, with financial awareness spreading across mutual fund, everyone's dream has become to be billionaire by investing in mutual funds.
Yeah, nice one. Bhavesh, over to you.
I had some dreams that I will be investing a lot money and earning from mutual funds. But in 2000, and when market crashed, my dream went into water. And then I learned a few more lessons, and then I become actually read through a lot of materials.
TM Shama, over to you. TM Sharma, can you hear us? It's over to you. Maybe I'll call back her name later. Speaker Shayesh, over to you.
Yeah, can you repeat the question, please?
Okay, it was on round robin. So I was it was about dream. So dream is the word which is connected with everyone. So one night I was falling from the sky, free fall, and on the way an eagle stopped me and asked me chicha chicha chicha. I just gave a thought and I answered hee ha hee ha hee ha, and I resumed my journey of free falling. So you have to continue the same story in your world, or maybe you can rephrase the story.
Okay. So after passing by the eagle, I went throughout the forest, and then I came at the verge of the forest, and then hence I saw a titanic structure of building where I came to a party, and everyone were saying that I was the life and the soul of the party, as I was very entertaining. I was making many humorous jokes and making them to listen. And this is from all my side.
Okay, TM Pushpa, over to you.
Okay, my dream was I don't want any household chores, and I want a free time and personal time. This is I felt because after this pandemic, I want the family. Before I wanted a family time. After the pandemic, I want a personal time. That's
Done.
it.
15 seconds then.
Okay, TM Shailesh, over to you.
Yes, while falling from the sky, I got SMS alert on my cell that I made a Titanic gains out of mutual fund. But then when I saw down, I saw I'm falling in country Taliban. So I started. Okay.
Okay, so because the participants' names are like randomly shuffling, so I'm not able to figure out if I had missed something. Did I miss anyone?
I think Toastmaster Aditya and
Ashish
Jain, yeah, 3 people.
Okay, thank you for reminding me. So Toastmaster Aditya, over to you.
So as I was falling, I realized that the fall was very titanic. And as Shailesh said, I entered Taliban and I was in the capital city, Kabul of Afghanistan. And I was immediately thinking, how can I fly back from here to my home country, that is India.
Done.
And while I was thinking.
Okay, I think TM Amit.
Amit is done.
No, I'm not done.
Parijat is left. Parijat.
I think
there's a
different Amit.
Yeah.
That's a different Amit, Pina ma'am.
Okay, so
I think one guest Amit is also there.
Yeah, I think there are 2 Amits. So my bad, actually, I couldn't differentiate it. Even I was thinking only one Amit. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So Amit.
okay, so here I go. So as I was falling from the clutches of the eagle, I realized that I could fly by myself, and I went and flew over England just to see how I could also take a charter flight to UAE and see how the preparations for IPL are going on.
Done.
Okay, I think the only left is Parijat, right? Parijat.
Ashish is also left.
Oh, okay. So Parijat, over to you.
When I got up, I saw the Titanic view of my towering wife standing besides me, wondering why I was shouting chicha, chicha, chicha. And I kept wondering about this. And I realized that this is my moment to become the soul of the party today evening.
Okay, so the last speaker, Shisha.
Ashish.
Yeah, over to you.
Yeah.
Ashish, yeah.
While falling, I'm thinking whether my parachute is open or not. If not open, how I join the Toastmaster meeting.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah, so thank you all for active participation. Now I would need help from timer for this status.
Preet, not required for round robin.
Okay. So now the next part I will start. So the next part I have a few topics, and anyone can do participation in that, and they can choose a word. I will share my screen. They can choose a word, and there is something behind that word. That could be some image, that could be some word, that could be anything else as well. So that based on that, whatever thought is there, whatever maybe some questions are there, or something is there. So I would the respective one has to speak accordingly. So there is a time limit in that. So 1 minute is for the green light, 1.5 minutes for the yellow one, and 2 minutes for the red one. 2.5 minutes is the max, and the buzzer will sound, and that will result in the disqualification. Okay, so shall I start with that one? Shall I share my screen?
I think first we have to take a time with the timer. If we have time, we will take 3 minutes break for 3 minutes bio break. Then we will continue with table topics.
Okay. So timer, can you just check and let us know? Do we have time?
Yeah, as per agenda, we have 5 minutes left before we go for the break. So it's up to you, table topic master, how we can decide the break. At 4:16, we have a break schedule as per agenda.
Okay.
So we have 5 minutes.
I think 5 minutes, it will be only 2 attempts which will be done. I think so that will not be justification with the round.
Okay, so first we will do 3 minutes break, then we'll go for all the topics for table topic.
Yeah, okay. So right now in my watch, it is 4:11. So I think 4:14 we will make it.
Yeah, we'll continue at 4:15, 4:14.
Yeah, okay. See you guys then. Thank you.
I'll pause the recording for now.
Welcome everyone. So
I have a question. So since you will be sharing your screen through PPT or document, right?
Yeah.
So would you want me to share my screen for timer cards, or shall I display it on the Zoom background?
Display on the Zoom background, I think that will be more convenient for everyone. If all these three options are new for me, actually.
Yeah, so I think Toastmaster Deval, what can be done is Toastmaster Preet can actually stop sharing his screen as soon as the topic is revealed.
Yeah.
And then immediately you can share, and within those 10-15 seconds when the speaker is thinking about the speaking up.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So welcome back everyone. And now we will go for the table topic, and the format is I will share the PPT that is having different number. So whoever want to nominate, they can call up, they can choose any of the number, and there will be something behind that number, and you have to speak on that. The time permit green for 1 minute, yellow for 1.5 minutes, 2 for red, and on 2 minutes 30 seconds it will be disqualified. The result will be disqualified. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let me know once it is visible to you. Time to time I will unshare and share the screen.
It is visible.
Yeah, so I will start with the Samudra. Samudra, which number you want to choose?
1.
Number 1. Okay, so what is thought on this? This is an image. So what is your thought on this?
My initial thoughts on this image are it is music, and music is fun. One thing about music that I like, it is very attention grabbing, and I heard in one of the Toastmaster meeting only, dancing, music and dancing is something that no one teaches us. We teach it to ourselves by randomly singing or dancing to a rhythm. Maybe music is also an interesting in brands and maybe brands and marketing. Lately I have seen that while watching an IPL ad, This year I decided not to watch any match because of my exams and all. But suddenly in an ad, I heard that IPL ka music, which triggered all the emotions which I had with my favorite team, which is CSK. And I guess I'll be watching this year IPL. So music has great power, but it needs to trigger right emotions. Over to you. Thanks.
Another other nominations. So anybody would like to nominate themselves? Or I would need help from TMOD to nominate someone. Okay, hi TM Pina. Okay, so let me share the screen once again. Yeah, which number you want to opt for, ma'am?
4.
Number 4. Okay, which number do you hate except 99? So yeah.
Which number I hate? What?
Okay, okay, let me share my screen once again. So here is a topic. There is an image, and below that there is a question. Which number do you hate except 99? This is from the game Snake and Ladder. So I'm stopping sharing now, and I will request timer to start the time.
Which number do I hate except 99? Obviously, 99 is a number I hate because once you reach there, the snake swallows you up. Other than 99, I hate the number that is midway between 1 and 100. That is somewhere near 53 or 54, which again, I feel that we have taken so many steps to reach that. And there also, there is a snake waiting. So sometimes you get so frustrated after spinning the dice so many times, you reach that number 53, you're halfway there and you're pausing for breath, and one more number and there the snake has swallowed you. So sometimes I feel for all the efforts that we make, the guy upstairs is having a good laugh and saying, wait, now let her reach that number and she will go tumbling down. So you sometimes wonder whether it's worth it, doing all the hard work and then finally getting yourself all the way to the down to the bottom. But this teaches you one lesson, that the journey is more important than the destination or the result. So now I've decided, while I'm spinning the dice, I enjoy myself at every ladder. It is a titanic progress if I climb even 3 numbers up. And when I reach 45, 46, everyone is cheering and it's as if I'm the life and soul of that party because I've reached 45. Because I know that after if I even spin the dice at 6 and I reach that 53 or whichever number which is going to swallow me up, I'm a goner. So therefore, I take pleasure in small steps, small beginnings and small endings, and be happy in the journey rather than the destination. Over to you, Tabletop Master.
Thank you, Bina. So anyone who want to nominate for the next table topic? Or shall I call out name? Okay, TM Amit, which number you want to choose?
Well, maybe 6.
Okay, number 6. Okay, the topic is in front of you. So is it clear? Shall I ensure?
Yeah, that's clear.
Yeah, timer, please.
I remember this picture very vividly because this was one of the most romantic films that I had seen, Titanic. I really loved the story and the way it was presented. There were a lot of picturesque themes, very emotional. and it also introduced us to this new Hollywood hero. So the entire picture was very interesting. Now, there were certain themes that I really loved about this. One is about sacrifice, about also how the heroine, sorry, I don't know her name, chose to live her life, continue living her life despite losing this person whom she loved so much, with his memories, with what they had, been through while they were together. I thought that was a very, bold thing to do, the way she lived her life. We can say that it was a very titanic moment of life or titanic choice that she had made to live her life in that particular manner. Secondly, the music also was wonderful of this movie. It was, I personally loved a lot of the musical themes that were there. I also tried to play a little bit of them, and overall, I think it was a wonderful movie to enjoy. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, TM Shama, which number you want to go for?
5.
I'm not sure whether you listen the music or not.
Yeah, I see a video here. Okay.
Just want to check. Can you listen the music also?
No, I cannot listen, but
It came for a very brief moment.
Again, otherwise, I will ask you to different topic.
Not audible.
Okay, I think I will offer you another number. Maybe this is not working. So let me go to the mains. Yeah. So there are 3 number 3, 7, 8. Out of this number, which number you want to go for?
6.
No, 3, 7, and 8.
Acha, 3, 7, 8. Okay.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, this is cycle. So this is a topic for you. I'm stopping the sharing, and then I would need the help from timer to check the time.
Okay. Am I audible now? Can I start?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I remember it instantly connected me to my days when I first had my lessons of learning a bicycle. It creates a nostalgic moment seeing that. I had a BSA cycle, I remember, which was my first cycle. And I distinctly remember it was the first cycle, and both me and my brother wanted to learn it first. So it was sort of a competition who can do it first. And we both learned it very quickly. Every day we were so enthralled to do our lessons, to learn it as quickly as possible, and to ride it with the speed of the air or wind. We wanted to compete with the wind, and sometimes we used to promise each other, oh, let's do one round and you have to come back and you have to give the cycle to the other person. And so many a times it happened that we were so enjoying the bicycling, cycling on the this thing, that we wanted to take one more turn. And the moment that time came to give over the cycle to the other, it meant, oh no, can I have one more round? And sometimes we used to skip that. We used to take a shortcut and go to another road and keep cycling there. And after some time, you come back to give the turn, to return the cycle. So that was one. And before buying the cycle, having our own cycles, that time it was like there were shops who used to offer you cycles. for some 5 rupees or 10 rupees for hourly basis. And it was again a good moment to go there, have a time of for yourself. And then getting your own cycle was the biggest titanic moment when we got our own brand new cycle. With the cycle, the life changed. We all the time, it was like a part of your life. Every time you go through to the classes, to the school. Yes, so I loved the cycle. It has been a major part of my life. Thank you. Over to TMO, table topic master.
Thanks, Shama. So thank you all for this round. Now I would request Timer to share the report, please.
Yeah, table topic master. So except Toastmaster Samruddha, everyone has qualified. He took 59 seconds, 1 second short for qualifying the round. DTM Bina took 1 minute and 44 seconds. Toastmaster Ramesh took 1 minute and 42 seconds. Toastmaster Shama took 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Great, thank you. So may I request all the audience to vote for best table topic speaker, and for that I would need the Zoom poll, maybe from SSM.
Toastmaster Harshad or Toastmaster Shubham can help.
Yeah, TM Shubham, can you help me out for release voting for best table topic?
I do not have right to edit the poll. Can you please edit and publish the poll as your host?
Okay, they will. Can you send me names? I will create that thing.
Okay, let Shailesh update it in background, and we can take a poll at a later point.
Yes, yes.
So let's proceed with our agenda.
Okay, thank you. So over to TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Preet, and for such an engaging Toastmaster topic master session. And I think thoroughly enjoyed the round robin session while falling from the sky. Now, since we're running out of time, let me quickly come back to our theme. And this is something probably one of the interesting slide, classification of mutual funds. Now, most of us think mutual funds are actually only investing in equity funds, but that's not the truth. There are classification of mutual funds based on various categories. So if I talk about the first side, it's based on a structure. So there can be 3 types of mutual funds, and mainly we talk about open-ended and closed-ended future funds, and there is another called interval funds. Open funds are funds where you can invest at any point of time and you can exit at any point of time. But the close-ended funds, which actually open it for certain period of time, then it closes for any further investment, and then decided by fund manager if they want to get some more money. Basically, they works on a fixed volume. So let's say if they are actually looking for 100 crore volumes and they have already had that volume, they may not actually open it. And if they got a higher redemption, then they probably open for few further subscription. Interval funds is again a copy of closed-ended funds, but it works on periodically basis. It keeps on opening based on fund manager decision. Then we talk about based on investment objective, and this is where the type of fund can vary, and also the taxation, how the taxation works. So the first one is debt funds. The debt funds are something which invest in most of the time in government securities, some corporate bonds, and these funds are relatively less riskier. And also the returns will be less as compared to equity funds, but this return will be better than FD funds. So usually they offer around 7 to 8%, but they will not be volatile as per the market changes. And this type of funds can be good if you are actually do not want to take a risk into the market. And as a, if you are retiring or you have a lump sum fund from retrieved from the PF or some other funds, you can actually invest in debt funds. Equity funds, where most of the people invest in equity funds, and again those get a different classification which will not cover, but at high level equity funds are something which is investing in directly in equity. These funds can further be categorized in large cap, mid cap, small cap, based on the type of stocks where a fund manager decide. And they have a different kind of category of those equity funds. Hybrid funds, which is best in terms of volatility handling, because they are balance of both debt and equity. So you, let's say 20% of your funds are going to equity, so which is in direct stock market, and 80% are going into debt fund, which is government security. So you get some percentage varying based on the market stock changes, and some percentage are constant corresponding to government securities or bond. So that's where you will get a better return than debt fund. And this can be one of the, again, preference based on your risk level or risk appetite. The third one, which is based on investment style, which is again two types, passive fund and active funds. Most of the fund manager, what AMCs provides are active funds, which based on some theme. So this theme could be some value-based stocks, or some, it can be large cap stock, mid cap stocks, and they keep on changing the proportion. They sell those stocks based on how it is performing over the line. But the passive funds are something which is only investing in Nifty or Sensex, because Sensex is only going to reflect the variation of only top 30 or the 30 stocks which are included in Sensex. So those will be invested only in those 30 stocks, and this will be changing as per those, if SEBI decides to move them out of Sensex. So based on the proportion will be changes. So the charges, commission charges for the passive fund will be lower. And if you see from years and years how Sensex has performed, so if you invest in passive funds, basically you're getting a return based on your Sensex. If your Sensex is going down, your valuation of portfolio will go down, and if its Sensex is going up, the valuation of portfolio will go up. So this doesn't require much of supervision. Now, based on this classification of mutual funds, let's talk about a couple of scenarios and quickly what it can be done. So let's consider a case study, or I would say an example. Ramesh received a bonus in the month of April, and he plans to buy a new car in the month of July. So now he has got 4 months, or rather I would say 3 months. So which is the right fund, or should he keep it this? Is it wise to keep this money in saving account, or he can invest in somewhere? Any idea from the audience, or any fund you can suggest?
Definitely not in saving account.
Okay.
I think it could be like a lump sum mutual fund investment.
Okay.
Liquid funds.
Okay.
It can be liquid fund.
Yeah, that maybe 1 month.
So can he invest this money in any mutual fund? So he can invest in debt liquid fund if you are investing for less than 1 month, or he can invest in ultra short term fund. So if you are just investing for 2 to 4 months, so that's where most of us may not be actually realizing that sometime we want to use some money which we want to put as a parking or as a holding money, which we, let's say, want to do some activity in within 3 to 4 months, and we keep it in saving account or in FD. But you can actually park in the liquid fund, and you can get a slightly better returns. So if the more you use the amount, you will get the more money from there. Of course, there is a taxation concept. Again, it's a similar taxation if you're selling within 3 years for the liquid funds. But since the returns are higher, so it is always better to keep your money in such that liquid fund if you are holding for let's say 2 to 3, 4 months rather than keeping in saving account and just getting a 3.5% saving interest. Now let's talk about another case. Rajat has started his job in year 2021 and he plans to buy a flat in 2026. So what I mean is here, he want to give down payment for his flat, which he will be giving in getting in 2026. He will be actually purchasing there. So he's a 5 years window to make some investment. So any thought for this 5 years, what type of fund he can choose? Anyone?
Large cap equity funds.
Yeah.
Large cap equity funds.
So what is the right type of fund for him to invest? Either balanced or equity funds. So again, based on the risk appetite, equity funds has a higher risk, but again, this has got subcategories like large cap funds, mid cap funds, small cap funds. So based on he can take a risk, decide what type of risk he want to take. And balance funds are again much lesser risky. If he it doesn't have risk appetite or doesn't have a support, financial support, if let's say he market goes crash down, similar like 2008 or 2020, and that time he wanted to use that money, his money will get stuck and he doesn't know when it will come out. So if he doesn't have a financial backup for that money, what he actually putting in the market, probably he can go into balance where it may not be much volatile, but he will keep on getting constant return. But if he has got a good backup, probably he can think for equity fund, so he can get a better return. So it's all higher the risk, higher the gain. But again, since mutual funds are subjected to market risk, risks are always there. So we need to take a decision based on what is our goal and what is our risk appetite. Then we can actually filter out from thousands of such mutual funds what is the type of category I want to look at, and out of this category then you look at the last 5 years of returns each mutual fund providing, and then you also look at look at the fund manager. Maybe you look at what are the fund he managed in past. You can actually get all those information on the various sites, and based on that you can take a decision which mutual fund to start investing. And even if you are not sure what to buy, you can actually use certified financial planner. Those can help based on your goal, which are the right funds to be mutual funds to be used. So that is again kind of a mutual fund. You're giving some money to fund manager, but you're asking also for certified financial planner to give you some knowledge which is the right fund to start with. With this, let's move to next section of our meeting. Now it's time for the evaluation. I will call upon general evaluator who will take us through the evaluation session. Please help me welcome general evaluator Toastmaster Santosh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavesh, and very good evening, presiding officer, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guest. I'm Santosh, Toastmaster Santosh, and I am the mission to find out the truth thing. Here, I'm going to evaluate role player. I'm going to evaluate evaluator of speech, prepared speech, and meeting in general. As I said that I am the mission to find out the two things. And what are the two things? One is just try to understand what did we well do, what we did well, and what could be improved. So with this, I have my team member who's going to help me on this mission. He's our timer, and he just remind us that time is money, and I believe that time is money, then money is honey. So can you help me, Toastmaster Devil, what's the timing sequence for the prepared speech? For the evaluation speech, my apology.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The time limit for evaluation speech for all evaluators is 2 to 3 minutes. Green card at 2 minutes. yellow card at 2.5 and red card at 3 minutes, and there will be 30 seconds of grace period to conclude the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deval. And I think this is a good signal for our renowned and experienced speech evaluator. So let's start evaluation of prepared speech. Our first evaluator speaker, Toastmaster Puspa. She is going to evaluate first speaker delivered by Toastmaster says. So please welcome Toastmaster Puspa on the stage.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm audible and visible. Okay. Toastmaster Saish, this is my emotion after hearing your speech. Yes, you guessed it right. That is happy one. The most point I like your speech is that the topic you have chosen, that is emotional intelligence, and the research you done on it. The speech content is well researched and the sources are available if requested. You have added, that is definition, acronym, history, components, benefits, and how to check it. Well done in it. And I can see there is a good transition and you have delivered your speech very confidently. To support your research, you've given one small example, that is understanding the emotions of teachers in college. Well done, as you are a student. That is, you have given the real-time example. I like there is a good clarity and you have comfortable when you are delivering your speech. And I have a couple of recommendations for you. Try to take some pauses. I felt you are reading from screen your content very fastly. You are, for example, you have explained the components and you change the slide and you started to read the benefits and next you goes to the how to check it. That is, you are not taking any pauses. And second, I missed you in your speech. That is, you had done your research on emotional intelligence, that is showing emotions of happy, angry, that you have completed today your level 1. You have missed, that is your happy moment at that last moment. And to summarize your speech, there is your good topic and well researched and well organized, and work on the couple of recommendations. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puspa, for nice evaluation. Before moving the next evaluator, I just highlight one thing and remind the highlight one thing and remind to the other future evaluator that in evaluation we evaluate only the speech, not for a speaker. So with this mantra, let me call Toastmaster Parijat on the stage. He is going to evaluate second speech that is delivered by Toastmaster Sama. So please welcome Toastmaster Parijat on the virtual stage.
Am I audible and visible? Can someone confirm?
Yes, PG, you are.
Okay, great. Thank you. What do you recall of the little man, the speech given by Mr. Sharma? Who was the main character? Anyone?
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin, the king of silent movies. How ironical and oxymoronic that the king of silent movies has been used for a project about descriptive language. The king who really left was the life and soul of cinematic history in those decades, and also had titanic impact on our lives when we were kids. And Toastmaster Sharma did not leave it with that. she drew a very beautiful conclusion from his life and his depiction of real life characters by talking about that rainbows are always visible up in the sky. So whatever difficult situations we are in, we need to look up, be always smile, find that positivity to move ahead. What I also loved was how she described the protagonist in the story itself, which is Charlie Chaplin. She used so many different adjectives and way of describing in terms of the jaunty walk or the bamboo cane or the derby hat and the baggy pants. And we could all visualize exactly what kind of person would that be. The third thing I liked was when she went into those two stories within the speech, where one of the stories she talked about very descriptive language, very figurative usage, compared the shoelaces with spaghetti. Just imagine what kind of metaphor she used. She beautifully then used variety of adjectives and very great vocabulary in her speech, which was a primary objective of the speech, where she said pains of starvation, quintessential, and kind of carrying those kind of words, building that story, keeping us all engaged. But as every story, there could be things that could be better. Over here, I have two recommendations for Toastmaster Shama. The first one, it would have been beautiful if we would have added little more drama, little more pauses, and spread out the adjectives when she was describing the protagonist. Like saying baggy jeans, take a pause, and then say derby hat with those gestures. And possibly there is a suggestion we could have used some props as well. The second thing is that maybe she could have used some audience interaction better, because Charlie Chaplin is such a popular character. So with that, let me summarize a very beautiful characterization, very beautiful use of descriptive language and vocabulary, and mixing that up with some of these recommendations in terms of voice modulation and pauses would have made the speech much better. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Parijat. Such nice and wonderful evaluation. And I would say that in single line, speech with the action. Now, may I request Toastmaster Devil to tell me who are qualified for the honey?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Both evaluators are qualified. Toastmaster Puspa took 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and Toastmaster Parijat took 3 minutes and 26 seconds.
Great, and congratulations, both of evaluators. Now you are going to participate in poll contest. So are we ready to launch best evaluator speaker poll, or we should move for other reports?
Harshad, are you launching?
Hey, not really sure as how to do that. So pardon me this time.
I think Subham will help in this. Okay, no problem. Meanwhile, we are moving another report. As I said that I am mission to find out the two things, what we did well and what could be improved. Now I am going to add in this mission another person who is going to help us to understand our language. So please welcome Toastmaster Salis on the stage, and he will explain what we did in our language over entire this meeting. So please welcome Toastmaster Salis on the virtual stage.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Santosh. Yes, today we saw some action in when it comes to word of the day and phrase of the day. We saw many usages across the meeting, and let me share that details with you. So when it comes to word of the day, today's word of the day was used by Harshad, Bhavesh, Shama, Parijat, Aditya, Amit, Bina, DTM Bina used couple of times. Santosh also used couple of times. When it comes to phrase of the day, it was used by DTM Bina, Toastmaster Harshad, Toastmaster Santosh, Toastmaster Pushpa, and Toastmaster Parijat. So yes, so this was the word of the day and phrase of the day usage for today's meeting. When it comes to not so good usage, I was actually enjoyed today's meeting. We saw a lot of good speakers coming on stage and performing or giving their speeches. So only few things which I realized is like it's about pronunciation. What I observed is like when you some Toastmasters actually when they speak, right, the last couple of letters they just go on silent mode, so we can't hear that particular word properly. That's the only thing which I observed. Maybe some pronunciations like ladder is the one. Then we also saw evaluate. So right, this is the right pronunciation. Supervision. Then when it comes to risk appetite, it's risk appetite. So that is the something which I wanted to share with you. I mean, these are the right pronunciations. And then when it comes to good usage, we saw a lot of good or descriptive language thing which was done in our first speech, which was given by Toastmaster Shama, clumsily dressed, pains of starvation, one hearts globally, hilarious activities, and then one thing which I like most is journey is more important than the destination. Yes. Then nostalgic moment. This was another good usage. Now, when it comes to my today's tip, I would like to share one site with you all. I heard someone is saying that my grammar, I want to improve that thing, but yes, that can be done. There is one site, 6 Minute English from BBC. Please go there and watch those videos. Actually, they are using very simple words which we use daily, and then they describe that particular words based on certain they create some kind of drama, and then they use that words so that you can easily go and grasp, or you can enhance your vocabulary. So with that, over to you, General Evaluate.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sales, for wonderful report. And actually, you hit the bull eye to sharing the website's name where we can improve our grammar skills. And believe me, communication and understanding of the language is hand in hand. So with this, now I am calling to my another helping hand to in this journey, who is going to help me, that he is Toastmaster Bhavesh. He is going to present our counter report. So please welcome Toastmaster Bhavesh on the virtual stage. Toastmaster Bhavesh.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'll read my report. So first, I'll start with crutch sounds. Less than 5. So I'll read out all the names who have produced crutch sounds less than 5. Toastmaster Santosh, Toastmaster Shama, Toastmaster Pushpa, and Toastmaster Shama as a table topic master. Then greater than 5 and less than 10. Crutch sounds. Toastmaster Bhavesh. Now greater than 10 crutch sounds are Toastmaster Shailesh, Preet, Toastmaster Preet, and Toastmaster Amit. Now coming to filler words. So filler words less than 5. I'll read out the names. Toastmaster Bhavesh, Toastmaster Santosh, and Toastmaster Amit. Now filler words greater than 5 and less than 10. Toastmaster Shailesh and Toastmaster Shama is a speaker 2. Now greater than 10. Toastmaster Preet. Overlong pose is less than 5. are Toastmaster Bhavesh, Toastmaster Shama, and Toastmaster Amit. And flawless speaker are Toastmaster Devil Timer, like speaker Shaish, table topic speaker Bina, and Toastmaster Parijat as an evaluator. So I'm done with my report. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devesh, to share such nice report and sharing the information who are the flawless speaker. So with this, I have completed my all reports, and now my time to present my reports. That is mission and last minute. Now, yes, I have my own report.
Excuse me, Santosh. Sorry.
Yes.
Can we do the poll for auxiliary role player?
Yes, sure. Please launch the auxiliary role player. And if we are able to launch the table topic speaker and
Shailesh, our poll is ready for table topic master.
an evaluator, then we
yes.
can launch.
Okay. Just give me a second.
So I urge everyone, cast your vote and select who is the best as per your thought process and as per your evaluation. Because Toastmaster meetings beauty that you get the evaluation and you get the feedback immediately. And this is only one way to improve immediately. So helping to each other's in learning journey.
Santosh, you can start. I'll post for best evaluator.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Subham, for helping us in launching the poll. Now it's time to present my report of all role players. So let me start my report with Sergeant at Arm. Toastmasters Harshad, you start the meeting on the time and you start meeting with the theme of the today meeting. You explain club mission very well. You mention rule of this meeting that is really help all of us how to behave in this meeting. You look very confident and you look very, very smart. It seems that you are habitual for this role, but I know that it is your first role and it's your first meeting of the Toastmaster. So please big round of applause for the Toastmaster Harshad. Kudos to you. I have only one recommendation. I think you forget to mention the chapter number or meeting number. You could have mentioned like that. Welcome to 274 and 129 chapter meeting of Baner and on club. Apart from this, you have done great. So keep it up and keep signing. Now, another time is money. Toastmaster Devil, as a timer, you speak on the theme very well. You've spoken on theme very well. You remind us that time is money, so that we have to keep our money and use money very precisely and wisely. You explain your role very well. You explain the timing card very well, and you present your timing card on the time, on the speaker, prepared speaker, evaluation, table topic, round robin, and of course, whenever we require your. So you done job very well. Kudos to you. I have one recommendation. You could have shown the card during your introduction so that guest or any new member could get the idea, okay, how it would be look like when they see the card in the role. So well done. Apart from your job done well. So kudos to you and maintain this performance continue. Now, another role, Toastmaster Sales as a grammarian. You explain your role very well. You present word of day and phrase of day nicely. You publish word of day and phrase of day in group so that all speaker, prepared speaker could use the word of day and phrase of day in their speech. You not only the present the meaning of the word of day, but you also mention the history of the word, so that we realize that, okay, what is the purpose, exact purpose of this word. You ask the question and you request the user, request the audience to give the example. In that way, you try to engage audience with your word of day. You publish word of day and phrase of day on chat so that in meeting everyone can get the idea if they miss your word of day, phrase of day in your introduction speech. You presented a report very crisp. You mentioned that who used the word of day and who used the word phrase of day. You also mentioned good uses of in the entire meeting as per language point of view, and you also mentioned that what could be improved, like pronunciation and not so good uses. And one more thing what I like most, that in the end of the report you share one website name where we can learn more or deep dive about the grammar. Well done, good job. Kudos to you. I have only one recommendation to make it better and better, that when you publish any word of day, you just mention that how we can use it. Can we use it as a noun or can be used as an adjective? So in that way, user will have better idea using of the word. Apart from this, you have done great job. Keep it up and keep signing. Now, my other dynamic team member, Toastmaster Bhavesh, as a counter, you explain your role very well. You explain in your role what kind of words, sound, and phrases you are going to count in your report. You present your report. Who used the less than 5 or more than 5, that is better to understand where we need to improve from our counter crush sound, filler word, and filler phrases. In your report, you also mention that who are the flawless speaker, and you also mention that these are the irrelevant words. If we remove these word and sound from the speech, there would be no impact on our speech. So you done job very well. Kudos to you. Keep it up and keep signing. So big round of applause, Toastmaster, Bhavesh and Shailesh. Now, another interesting role, table topic master. Table topic master Preet. I would say that fun master. You explain your role very well. You tell the benefit of the TLOD, and this is benefit of the impromptu. You nicely constructed and plot one nice story during the round robin, and most of all us connected around that. You selected very interesting and simple topic. You motivated people to participate on the table topic session. So job done well. Kudos to you. I have one recommendation that you could recall the audience that use the word of day and phrase of day during the table topic speech, so that user can use more or speaker can use more word of day, phrase of day. Rest of part, you have done great job. I know it's your first Toastmaster meeting and your first table topic or any role. So well done. Congratulations. Now, the time to highlight our main hero and main character of this movie, super hit movie. That's the Toastmaster, the ways you start meeting with the personal story, especially for the finance, so everyone we connected. You share some interesting fact and data of mutual fund. Your slide was very simple to understand what is a mutual fund. Like mean that before that I never heard about the mutual fund kind of things. You explain mutual fund technical things in very simple way. You introduce role player very well. You look confident, calm, and cool throughout the meeting, and you ask various questions to check the understanding about the subject in last meet and during the in conclusion part. So well done job. Kudos to you. Only one recommendation I feel that you should taken care, that is you could start the meeting with asking the question like, how many of you are doing the investing, or how many of you are having the mutual fund? There is one. And second recommendation, you could have explained the today meeting agenda for the benefit of the new member or the guest. Apart from this, you have done great job. Kudos to you. Keep it up and keep signing. Now, something about our both two evaluators, Toastmaster Puspa and Toastmaster Parijat. You have done great job and you maintain the ideal theory of the evaluation, that evaluate the speech, not a speaker. You highlight the great point evaluation. You highlight the strong point of the speech in terms of the action, content, and language point of view, and you also identify the area of the improvement. This is really helpful for the speaker by your titanic effort in the evaluation. So kudos to you. No recommendation. And last, presiding officer Toastmaster Aditya. You start meeting with the theme, you explain the purpose and importance of the Toastmaster, and you also mention your personal story, and you know that personal story, one of the trusted content for everyone. And you have done great introduction and asking the question, purpose of joining the Toastmaster, and telling the importance of Toastmaster to the guest. So great presiding officer address. No recommendation. Kudos to you. Now this is report of the evaluate. This is report of role player. Now my report in general. Almost I enjoy the meeting. We start the meeting on time. Is meeting almost smooth. I enjoy a lot. I learn a lot. Before that, this meeting, I know the only two things, that there is open-ended question and close-ended question. But thank you, Toastmaster Subham Bhavesh, to telling us that mutual fund is also open-ended and close-ended. I congratulate all members who make this meeting, especially role player, speaker, evaluators, to make this meeting successful. I have only one recommendation. We could have taken care smoothly spotting the speaker, and we could have a little bit planned in advance poll kind of things, who will launch the poll. Apart from this, meeting was really interesting. Meeting was really fun and learning. And believe me, I am taking a lot of input how to grow my money and make money when I am not doing anything. So with this, I am going to hand over the virtual stage Toastmaster Bhavesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh, for your general evaluation. Toastmaster Harshad, are we ready with the poll for best role player? Okay, meanwhile, everyone submit. I will just take a quick minute, 1 minute to conclude my theme with the last slide. Because I know we are already over the time, but this is the last slide which talk about growth versus dividend options. And whenever you have a mutual fund, you will always see one of these options. So what I can briefly say, always select growth options because this is where your money will grow. And as all youngsters, we don't really need a dividend right now. Or getting a dividend and payout option is again worse because you pay the taxes again on dividend. So growth option is something should be the first priority because it will keep on growing your money because you are earning right now and you may not need the money right now. So this is the one of the option you should keep in mind. With this, I conclude my theme, and I hope this entire knowledge was, I know it's basic, but it will help a lot, and you can actually start the pointer, your journey to mutual fund. With this, with this remark, I hand over the stage to presiding officer, Toastmaster Aditya. Toastmaster Aditya, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bhavesh. That was a wonderful insight on mutual funds. I would say I knew lot of stuff you talked, but there was some various topics which I was not aware of. So thank you so much for those insights and wonderfully organized, well prepared topic you presented. And I would like to congratulate all of the role players. Like our general evaluator Santosh said, the amount of energy he brings in is amazing. I'm simply amazed by the quirks which he comes in with. Fantastic job. Okay, so now it's time for glory. And for that, before that, let's have guest feedback. I think we still have our guest with us? Yeah, we have guest Priyanka first. So Priyanka, can you unmute and share your experience? What did you like? Your feedback? Can you hear me, Priyanka?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I like all Toastmasters speeches.
Great. Any specific learning for you?
Yes, especially Toastmaster Shailesh. He gives a website for learning English grammars. It helps for me.
Great. Fantastic.
Okay.
So do contact. I'm not sure whether we have shared the guest form with the guest. Santosh?
I think Subham is collecting the contact detail.
Okay, all right.
Just share your number and we'll connect you.
If there is form, okay, fine. Shubham, you can. Shailesh is also there. Shubham is also there. You can contact either of them. So that is Priyanka. Next, we have guest Pawan. Pawan, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so can you give your feedback?
So, yeah, as I said earlier, this is my first ever Toastmaster session. So, the reason I am trying to know the Toastmasters Club or want to join this is like I have been laconic my entire life. So, that the reason for that particular reason, I have been facing many problems in my professional lives and life. And like, I was initially, what I can say, not sure about how things go here. but after completion of this session, now I can say like I have a lot to learn from you guys. Also, I do like it, like the fact that all these guys, like no one is like what I can say, judging you. Everyone is cooperative. Everyone is like taking care of others' mistakes, helping each other grow. So it's like a fantastic session for me. A lot to learn. I would like to say like I'm now thinking why I didn't join this like 4 or 5 years earlier. It would have been like I would have been completely different person by now. So I'm looking forward to join you in the next sessions. Yeah, that's it from me.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Pawan.
Yep.
Do we have any other guests as of now?
No.
No? Okay. So I think it's time for Glory. And do we have the certificates ready? Shubham is preparing it. So the first best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Saish. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Saish?
Shailesh, can you please help me in spotlighting? So we'll take some picture with the speakers and.
Sure. I was about to ask, so that's good you're doing it. Let me know once you're done.
Yes. Santosh is on spotlight right now. Please spotlight Sash so I can take picture. Yes. Done.
Okay. Now the next is best evaluator. The best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Parijat. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Parijat? Fantastic.
Thank you.
Great.
Done.
Okay. Best table topic speaker. The best table topic speaker goes to distinguished Toastmaster Bina. Fantastic.
Please spotlight Bina ma'am. So I'll take picture. Done.
Great. And we have best auxiliary role player, and that goes to Toastmaster Deval, our timer.
Yes.
Just in time role player, Toastmaster Deval, our time. And best role player goes to, any guesses? None other than Toastmaster Bhavesh. Mutual fund sahi hai. Fantastic job. Great.
Thank you.
So that's it for Moments of Glory. And now a couple of announcements from my end. One is we are having Aun Toastmasters and Barney Toastmasters. We are going to have our contest. Aun is having it on 26th, 29th, Sunday. What date it is?
26, right?
6th, correct. 26th of September, Aun is hosting their club contest, humorous speech and evaluation speech. And Barney is hosting when, Santosh?
9th of October.
9th of October. Okay. So I'm encouraging all the members present here and as well as guests, if they are willing to join, they can participate in the contest. There is no criteria as such. You can always come in, give a humorous speech, and of course you can, like you saw how evaluators evaluated the speakers. Similarly, you can participate in the evaluation contest and be one of the sought after evaluators. If you have any queries, you can always contact the current president or VP, that is Santosh or me, or currently Shailesh or Shubham for further details. So with that, I will hand over back to Santosh if he has any other announcements. Santosh, handing back the control to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, and it's a really nice meeting, and it's a really love to see all member of both clubs, and especially that common common guidance like DTM Veena ma'am, and it's remind my old days in Bane Toastmaster Club, and old faces like Aditya and Shailesh. So today meeting is really fantastic, was really fantastic, especially for fun learning and earning tips. So it's not really helping only increasing our knowledge, but also increasing our bank balance. So I think it's time to call off this meeting, adjourn this meeting. Before that, we have need to go group picture. So let's turn off your camera and give the sign of something like that so that we can freeze this moment for a long time.
Please, everyone can turn on your camera for some moments. Amit, Shama, Ashish, Priyanka, can you please turn on your cameras for a second? Ashish, are you there? One more with Ashish and Priyanka if they are turning on the cameras. Yes, Ashish is there. Sash, can you please turn on for 1 second more?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Subham, to make this movement forever. So with this, over to Toastmaster Aditya.
Adjourn, no? Meeting is adjourned, no?
Yeah, meeting.